So, welcome back guys to UHP. Today, I'm going to talk about ankle sprains, lateral ankle sprain, probably the most common injury if you do any type of athletics, whether it's running, any type of sport basically, and working out in almost any way. It's going to happen to a lot of us, most of us. And a lot of the classic treatments for this, elevating it, icing it, doing a lot of taping that athletic trainers may do with stirrups and really a lot of tape around, really just trying to stop the ankle from moving. Not really effective and really end up prolonging the healing process. What I find to be most effective in this injury is a mobilization with movement that I learned in my Mulligan education, and we'll demonstrate that today, showing the mobilization first and how you can do that with the ankle, and then the taping procedure that also follows up that is very beneficial for holding the glide in place once that person leaves your clinic and they can wear that tape to maintain the glide. So what Mulligan hypothesized happens in that lateral ankle sprain is that the ligaments that surround the ankle are so strong that actually the fibula gets pulled forward. And when that happens and it's sitting forward of where it should be, blocks the ankle motion from adequately dorsiflexing, inverting, and causing pain, swelling, all of these things. So just immobilizing that ankle where it is ends up just sustaining that bad position of the distal fibula and thus prolonging the healing process, making that injury last longer. So he hypothesized that if we could reposition the fibula back posteriorly, superiorly of where it gets pulled forward, then we can allow the ankle to again move the way it's supposed to move in dorsiflexion, and even more importantly, inversion, which is typically the most painful movement for anyone who sprains their ankle. So we'll look at a couple of these things now. Okay, so first of all, when the ankle sprains, it almost always rolls this direction, which is inversion. So classically what was thought is the ligaments that travel between the outside of the ankle down to the foot get sprained here because they get pulled in this direction. And that's why classically we've just meant to stabilize the ankle and try to restrict that movement to allow healing to take place here. What Mulligan hypothesized is that the distal fibula here actually gets pulled forward in this rolling of the ankle. So then it's sitting forward of where it should be anatomically, and we need to reposition the distal fibula superiorly and posteriorly to then allow the ankle to invert, dorsiflex, plantar flex, all the motions that it typically does without pain. So the mobilization looks like this. We're going to use the fat pad of our thumb to get in on the distal fibula, and then so we can apply that superior and posterior glide of the distal fibula. Interlocking the fingers behind allows us to stabilize the medial malleolus and allow us to move that distal fibula. You know you're getting the glide well when you squeeze and you're causing the foot to evert, causing this motion out to the side as we're pulling that fibula up and back where it belongs. So to test this, you would first apply the glide, and then while maintaining it, have your patient invert their foot. And then you just assess for pain, because now they're doing what would be the most painful aspect of an ankle sprain. So if they can now do this motion and it's pain-free, we know that relocating this distal fibula has now improved this situation. So we can do this glide and have reps, and we're following along. We can also apply overpressure in the inversion position to really even more sustain that glide. Can also allow the patient to use a strap and pull themselves to also apply that overpressure. Lastly, if we found that this really improves the patient's symptoms and they're pain-free with that inversion with the glide, we can apply tape, very stiff tape, to sustain that glide and send them home with that. So what we would do is apply one end of our tape at the distal fibula, leaving a little bit of space on it. Get a little bit of purchase here on the distal fibula. Now we know it's going to stay where we want it to stay. Now we can apply that glide over the tape, and keeping the foot in neutral dorsiflexion, apply that same glide we were just doing, and then let the tape simply follow around the tibia in a spiral fashion. Just laying it down. The motion here is what we're really after. So you don't need to be aggressive with the pull of the tape. Once we have our glide, then we're simply laying the tape down. Always follow it up with a second strap, because this area is notorious for tape falling off and not staying well. A lot of movement happening here. But you would simply do the same thing. Passive dorsiflexion, apply your glide, and then you have a roadmap of tape that you can follow around and apply over top. Right in the same fashion. Now that patient can go home with the same glide you were just doing. They can run, they can work out, they can walk normally again, and it won't be that very restrictive stirrup athletic taping procedure, which then immobilizes the ankle. This still allows full mobility of the ankle and allows that person to heal better. Thanks guys for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out other videos we have on the channel for other physical therapy related issues. Make sure you keep checking in for more future videos. Thanks. Bye.